There's a lot of people who casually drink wine on the weekdays, and I just never understood that. But now having Tater, I think it's very fun.
I do love how last night we both decided that after like the past year of, I don't think having wine once, we're now like wine people and we're now doing wine dates.
So she starts crying, and so our new rule is 15 seconds. We got to get up and get the kid out of the atmosphere if it's a nice restaurant. From 0 to 10, how important do you think the night nurse ended up being?
I don't think things would have been that much different for you without the night nurse.
Does that classify as a push present?
I don't think it classifies as a push present.
I've been wondering that. Welcome back to another episode of Just Alex. We're just two parents recording an episode with our daughter being fed milk by Priscilla, who's our editor. She's just giving her a little bottle. This will be a fun episode. We're going to talk about parenting etiquette, cost of a newborn in the first month, our hospital bill, and things that we don't think are worth it. So a lot on the topic list. What do you want to dive in first? Oh, I know. Can I go first? Let me go first. You haven't talked yet. Say something. Hello. Come on, talk. What do you want your first words to be?
How did you convince me to do this every week?
What do you think Tate's first words will be? Can I tell you that people think, or they say it's usually dada because they think they are still one with the mom, which I think some mom made that up to make herself feel better about why the first word was dad.
I literally thought about this on our walk today.
What did you think?
So I think that the first word is a reflection of the parent they spend the least time with.
Because they're trying to make them feel better.
No, because when the child is like with the mom all the time, the mom isn't talking about herself. The mom's talking about the dad and vice versa. Like when Tate's with, and I realized it this morning when I took her to the coffee shop. And here's why I realized it. Because I was walking to the coffee shop and I was talking about mama, right? And I was like explaining to her about you and how we're going to the coffee shop, just her and I, because you need to get your sleep. And then I was just like telling her about, you know, things about you, all obviously very, very nice things that the internet would not agree with me on. and I was like, oh my God, like she hasn't heard me say dada. So why would she ever say dada? So I think that whatever she says first is going to be a reflection of the parent that she spends less time with. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like you're not sitting there saying mama, mama. You're sitting there saying dada. And so if she says dada, it's because she spent more time with you and you put it in her brain.
The only time I say mama to her is I do say, do you want to come sit with your mama?
Think about how much time you say other people's names.
I say dada all the time.
And I say mama all the time.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
When she says her first word, I had a dream she said the word perfect the other day, like because we think she's going to talk to us like any minute, but we're going to have to wait.
Do you think that's a phenomenon with most parents that like they keep waiting for their kid to just like do something? Like I keep waiting for her to just kind of stand up.
100%. I just know one of these days she's gonna walk. her little legs with no kneecaps. She doesn't have kneecaps.
She can't even control her head.
She can't even hit the bottle nipple. Okay, so did you know babies can't lose their voices? Because I was reading this thread earlier and it's like, I mean, she will wail. And don't you think, and it's a very sturdy wail, like this voice could talk.
Yeah.
Her vocal cords are developed. So one, you know, can she lose her voice? Number two, does she hear how loud she cries? Because have you ever heard her wailing and put her up to your ear?
When she gives a big cry and that ball's warming up, I put that to the ear.
You listen to it.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a really cute, it's full gum. It's full gum. But have you ever thought about, can she hear it?
No.
She can hear it, and she can also hear the reason baby talk is so effective. You know, people talk in octaves higher to kids, and people are like, that's annoying, don't baby talk to them. It actually, she can read higher pitched sounds better, so baby talk's actually effective.
But wait, why can't she lose her voice?
Because there's something in our voice. She has something unlocked, which is like her high pitched voice that we as adults don't have unlocked. It's like something in her throat or her vocal cords. But in her, it's already unlocked. So we actually would have to retrain our voices to be able to wail that loud, that constantly.
It is amazing the wealth of knowledge you become around like all these, you know, I don't know what you call them, administrative or tactical baby.
My administrative work with the baby.
Baby things. But, oh my God, I had a question and I'm blanking on it. Baby crying. Oh, and how her breath doesn't smell. Her breath always smells amazing. It always smells like milk.
I've never thought about how her breath
I
doesn't
smell her breath all the time.
Baby's breaths don't smell.
Yeah.
Why? Because she only has milk?
Because, I guess she only has milk.
And no teeth? No teeth, no gums, no teeth action there to floss between. Have you ever flossed and it kind of smells? Here's the other thing. Have you ever drank in a ton of beers and then the next day somebody says your breath smells like a brewery?
Yes, and you?
Me?
Yeah, I feel like you say that to me once a week.
Yeah, I can smell like the beer on you. So somebody told me one time in college, like if you drink a ton of beers, it gets still sitting in your stomach and like it's coming out. Hers is just like pure milk.
Oh, I love the smell of it.
Look, she's milk drunk. She's falling asleep. Okay, we got her, guys. Okay, so last night we went to like a date night spot. It's just a wine bar that's really close to our house that like serves food. So we went there after our walk and she just started crying. And it wasn't like a Tex-Mex joint that's like laid back. It's like everyone there was kind of coupled off. So I sort of felt like an asshole. So I immediately pick her up though and walk off and like give her the bottle. And we were very respectful of everyone's time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I love that place. And kind of on that random note, I do love how last night we both decided that after like the past year of, I don't think having wine once, we're now like wine people and we're now doing wine dates.
Okay, let's actually do that next. Okay, so hold on. I developed a rule last night though, which you agreed with, I think, right?
Yeah,
15 seconds.
I loved it.
So she starts crying, and so our new rule is 15 seconds. We got to get up and get the kid out of the atmosphere if it's a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
A lot of people online said that when they get their food, they also get to-go boxes in case the baby starts to lose their mind.
Yeah, but we're at the stage with her right now where like 98% of the time that she is crying, it is because she's hungry. And we get that'll change.
No, but only one time have we not been able to calm her. Jeffrey's. We had to take her home. That's the only time.
Yeah.
That's the only time. You're right. Yeah. So 98%. Okay. So yeah, our new thing is we never were into wine culture. Like we never just like had a glass of wine on like a Monday or a Tuesday. Why? I was never, even before I met you, never in my life growing up. My parents weren't like, nobody ever just like had a glass of wine casually on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
I'd gone through wine phases, and I think that what pushed me out of my last wine phase was like drinking wine with a lot of wine drinkers who were like asking me to talk about like the nodes. And I don't give a shit about the nodes of the
right?
wine.
It's notes.
Okay. I don't care about the tannins and the fruits, the nodes.
Notes.
With
the T.
I don't care about the nodes or the notes. Okay. I just like want it to have a nice feeling as it goes down the gullet. And I felt like that took the fun out of wine for me. And then when we went to the neighbors, I guess the other night, and you just like ripped a few glasses back. Not a single word was said about what we were drinking other than the color of it.
There's like red. I was like, not typically, but I'll try it.
And then, yeah, last night that totally got me going. And I was like, I'm all in on the wine train right now again.
Same, but I think we're home a lot right now. So like, it's a fun thing to do. And Monday is the same thing as Saturday right now in terms of Tate Land. So adding wine into the night is like fun. Let's talk about ZocDoc because you guys, I'm a mom now, which means on the forefront of my mind is adulting. And what comes with adulting? Doctor's appointments. And let me tell you what, when it comes to finding doctors, it is never a one size fits all because you need an XYZ specialist that can take your insurance, just sign Tate up for insurance, who's within, 5-10 miles of you. You don't want to be driving for an hour, who doesn't have a 1-month wait list, who spends more than 5 minutes with you. Everybody knows when it comes to doctors, these things are so important because there's nothing more important than your health. So enter ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high quality in-network doctors Choose the right one for your needs and click to instantly book an appointment, which is amazing. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and much more. When I moved to Austin, you guys, I used it for a dermatologist and a dentist. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/justalex. Find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/justalex. ZocDoc.com/justalex.
I'm back in on wine culture, as long as we're not uppity, as long as we're not uppity about it, and we're drinking wine to drink like a glass of red wine and not for the notes.
The notes. I will never. I mean, I can't tell the difference between anything that hits my palate. So, yeah, I'm great. I had a friend.
Well, can I ask a question before you tell your story?
Yes.
So we don't pivot, unless you're pivoting.
I'm not. I'm going to tell a wine story.
Well, I was going to ask if we should do a taste test of like really nice bottles and cheap bottles and see what we like more.
100%, because you've been gifted some really nice bottles. And then I have a red wine that I like that it's $25 I know about. Here's the thing. I never drank red wine because it gave me restless leg syndrome.
Which is something that you've made up.
No, it's not. My mom has it and my grandpa has it. They do.
Speaking of things you've made up, you are officially, I do not believe you are allergic to dairy or whatever the fuck it's called, dairy free. Do you know how I know?
How do you not know?
Because I've been doing some testing.
What do you mean?
Well,
have you been giving me dairy?
Maybe.
That is so messed up. That is so... What? You haven't cooked me anything.
Well, maybe at the restaurants I've been...
What? Give us an example.
What did we have for brunch on Sunday?
Oh, gosh. Help me. I don't know.
Uptown Sports Club. What did I order?
Okay. There was cream cheese on the avocado toast.
What did I order?
You ordered... I don't know. Just tell me, because I can't remember.
A butter biscuit. And what did you eat? A full butter biscuit.
I can have cooked butter.
Let me guess. Your mom can also have cooked butter.
She can. My mom can. My mom can also have Parmesan. And I can have Parmesan. I can eat everything my mom can eat. I can. We're the same lactose intolerant, and we have the same restless leg syndrome. Restless leg syndrome is awful if you have it. It feels like snakes slithering beneath your knees or your thighs. It's awful. It's hereditary. My cousin has it. My grandpa has it. My mom has it. My cousin has it, and I have it.
Does anyone not in your family have it?
Yeah, I think my cousin Bailey, I don't think, has it.
So it exists outside your family?
Yes. Oh my gosh. You have to go to there's RLS doctors. There's a whole thing. RLS. People think it means you can't keep your legs still. That's not what it means. And actually, do you know what it is? It's a neurological disease. Yep. It is. Try going on an airplane with it. I wish you had restless leg for one day. Here's the thing. Red wine used to give me restless leg. But since being pregnant, I had restless leg terribly while I was pregnant. But now it's gone. So I'm just drinking the red wine. But here's my point. Well, this isn't my point. I would like to go here now, though. There's a lot of people who casually drink wine on the weekdays. And I just never understood that. But now having Tater, I think it's very fun.
Yeah, I'm fully on board with that.
Do you feel like 65 times more adult being a dad?
No, I just don't think, it just doesn't feel like anything's changed.
Oh my God, I feel like a changed woman. Totally.
I really do love her.
I love her. I mean, God, she's just the best. We were fighting over the other day. Okay, let's not do this episode about how much we love Tate because we couldn't love her more. But let's now talk about, let me ask you this, because what we did, you guys, was we have a spreadsheet and we broke it down into things we don't think you need, things that are necessity when you have a newborn, and then things that are nice to have. And I'm just going to do all the listeners a favor and kind of summarize this because I think you guys don't really want us to go through like a list of what you shouldn't register for.
And it's important to note, this is our take in the first 2 months. And so I'm sure the products that we use months 2 through 7 will be totally different. And we'll probably look back on this and eat our words or whatever. But definitely don't feel like what we were suggested going into it didn't line up with with what we've used so far. So we'll see how that all changes.
So let's go to night nurse and nanny costs. On a scale from 0 to 10, how important do you think the night nurse ended up being? Like, would you recommend that to a friend?
This is one that I think is like, this falls on the guy. And I'd love to hear your perspective, but I don't think things would have been that much different for you without the night nurse. Where things would have been really different is for me. And so like it's like, it's crazy expensive. So I get that. But like, if you can't afford it, it's just going to take a ton of workload off the guy. Like my sleep didn't change.
No, you slept through the night.
And let me actually clarify. The reason why it takes the workload off the guy is because you're still pumping. You're up no matter what.
Right.
And so for me, it's like waking her up. Who's waking her up? Who's, getting the stuff out of the fridge and the pumping supplies ready. And that would fall on me, and it's not.
Diaper.
Diaper. It's what the night nurse is doing. So like, I think it's unbelievable if, we just got good business news.
Do you want to share
if you can afford it?
No. Okay. All right. So here's the thing about the night nurse. So we broke down her cost, and it depends on how many nights you have the night nurse. There were some weeks we had her 4 nights. There were some weeks we had her 7 nights. And total, how much is she an hour? 30?
I don't know. I just put what the monthly total there was.
Her monthly total is $10,000. I know that is a very hefty fee. You can cut that in half. More days, more dollars. Less days, less dollars. That was just what ours came in.
What did it come out to exactly? It wasn't 10 grand.
10,080.
Okay.
Let's talk about Vegamore. You guys, I'm really excited about this because I've been using the shampoo and conditioner, which smell incredible, and they are color safe. I checked when they came in the mail. I was like, I need color safe shampoo and conditioner. Smell incredible. The bottles are cute. And there's also this detoxing shampoo that I put on my hair when I get in the shower, like 2 to 3 minutes. Your hair can be dry or damp. And you put it on and it just like detoxifies and cleanses your scalp. It's incredible. And then I do my shampoo and conditioner. I'm actually very obsessed with this stuff. And the good news is the holidays are among us, so why not share the gift of self-love? Vegamore products are perfect presents for anyone looking to spoil their loved ones. I'm actually going to get this. My mom would love it. This year, they've launched 2 limited edition holiday sets, beautifully packaged in marble gold gift boxes. They are beautifully packaged. No wrapping needed, just a thoughtful way to show your care while encouraging your friends and family to take a moment for themselves, which we can all use more of. So, this holiday season, give the gift of great hair with Vegamore. There's something for everyone, including you. I'm serious. You guys should use this. Visit vegamore.com/Alex. Code Alex to shop. That's vegamor.com/Alex. Use code Alex. And a lot of people ask, what was my push present? I think it was that. Because you paid for the night nurse. Thank you. Do you want to call that my push present? Does that classify as a push present?
I don't think it classifies as a push present.
I've been wondering that. Here's the thing about night nurses. I know a lot of parents will gift it to their kids or some, there's a lot of scenarios like that. I do think that there's something really beautiful about I loved the nights we didn't have the night nurse. Honestly, I loved getting up and doing it, but listen, it was really nice. I got more sleep when the night nurse bookended the feedings and did the diapers beforehand, swaddled her afterhand. Once I had fed her and handed her back off, it was really nice.
Yeah, I think that is my general take on it is it very much is a nice to have and not a need to have. And I'm interested in, so we did the night nurse for 2 months. Mm-hmm. For child 2, I'm very curious, how long will we do it? Will we do the same thing? Would it be less? I don't think, obviously it made life a lot easier, but I do want to do at least one run without the night nurse.
Yeah, I think that would be really good. And here's the thing too, guys, in a lot of conversations, we don't lead with that we have a night nurse because it's a luxury to have it. But I do think that there's something to be said for that we do have it. And I was really curious. I did a lot of research and asked my friends that have had one, how many nights did you do it? What time did you do it from? So we do it at 10 p.m. till 7 a.m. And I love that. That I would totally recommend, is that timing.
I forgot my favorite part of night nurse.
What?
My favorite part of the night nurse was like the first 2 to 4 weeks, just like having that security blanket at home to like ask the basic questions on the kids. I actually want to take back a lot of what I said for the first child, like when she'd be being fussy and we get really nervous, like, oh my God, is this normal? Yes, this is totally normal. And so like having someone just to like vet her, you know, day to day off of was so helpful.
She also, when I had mastitis, remember, like she's the one that told me that.
Yeah.
She like walked me through it.
Okay.
She helps me with, there's a lactation consultant, which I like, but like she's walked me through a ton of my feedings. Like she knows so much about babies and the peace of mind that also helps you sleep better.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's the night nurse. Like, listen, if you could even do it 1 or 2 nights, I will say this. I did have a friend that did it every other night and didn't like that schedule because you could never get on a routine.
Yeah.
So if you were going to do 2 nights a week, maybe you do Saturday and Sunday. Group them together. Like really think about that, because then you get back-to-back nights of sleep and you're refreshed for the week.
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but I would say that the night nurse it's a huge ticket item, but fully worth it if it's something that you can do. But granted, there's a lot of people that can do it and they love doing the feeding. So don't do it. Let's talk about Roe, because a lot of people might be curious about Ozempic or Wegovy, but not sure if your insurance covers it. That's where Roe comes in. Roe can help you understand if GLP-1s are right for you and your goals, but that's just the beginning. Roe members have support throughout the entire process. That means no insurance paperwork, and you'll have access to your provider on demand for any questions you might have. Plus, you can sign up online from the comfort of your own home. That means no waiting for an in-person doctor's appointment, no commute to the doctor's office, and no waiting rooms. Join over 250,000 people who have already chosen Roe to access GLP-1s. Go to ro.co/Alex to find out if you're covered for free. That's ro.co/Alex. For boxed warranty and full safety information, go to ro.co/safety prescription only.
On that note, what are other like splurge items that you would recommend to people?
I got a long list of ones I wouldn't recommend, but one I would recommend is I love this snoo. I did not know how I was going to feel about the snoo, and I'll tell you why I love it. Number one, peace of mind, because I did not realize in the crib the amount of SIDS that there was, and in the snoo there's like 3 cases. SIDS is the sudden infant death syndrome. And in that snoo,
wait, how many kids? Okay, so I guess in the U.S. it looks like 3,700 infants die from SIDS a year. Which is like a crazy, crazy, crazy high number.
Yeah, but this snoo, what people don't know about it is like I didn't know this, but you put them in the swaddle and the swaddle straps in, like they can't roll over. And it has a sound machine that goes around it and it lets you know if you need to go in there and soothe your baby. Like, I don't know. I just have crazy peace of mind with it. When we traveled to New York, I had a snoo delivered to the hotel room, $30 a day. It was like sanitized, washed. They literally dropped it off. It was this app called Quip. It was incredible. But the con to the snoo is maybe your baby gets too used to having to be rocked side to side to fall asleep. There's a weaning mode where it rocks them less and they learn to fall asleep on their own. And like, listen, in the womb, they're so used to you walking around. So they're used to like movement. And so I love this snoo.
So I love the snoo as well. And obviously like the safety side of it is great. What I also love about it is like, I feel like we live in a world where products have just like over-teched themselves out and they've just overcomplicated themselves and they have too many features. And like, this is just everything that you want. Like, it tells you when your baby's crying, it tells you when snoo's going into action to calm the baby. And it tells you like when snoo can't do the trick and you need to come in and you need to get the child. Yep. Like, there's not 85 different things it's telling you. There's the couple and like we're down the middle on it. So I'm a big snoo guy as well.
Yeah, it has these different modes too. Like if she starts crying louder, it shakes her like a different way. It's the best thing ever. So snoo is a big one. Love, like I like it more than I thought I would. I think it's actually cutting edge technology, to be honest.
Definitely cutting edge technology, but from a consumer perspective, they don't overcomplicate the interface.
No.
Can I talk about one that I really like?
Yeah.
That like I do think is like should be a staple, and if you're gonna stretch on something, like this is a stretch, is the Doona.
Oh, splurge on something.
Yeah, like
Stretch,
because
yeah.
there's a lot of cheaper options than the Doona, but like the Doona is a car seat that also acts as a stroller.
It's unbelievable.
And you just like one click it out of the car, the wheels drop down. It isn't the best looking thing, but in terms of functionality, 10 out of 10. It is a little heavy, so like you don't really want to be carrying it around, but that's one that I've just been like so pleasantly surprised with, especially because like obviously it straps into, it has like a platform that it locks into in your car, but when you want to like take Ubers or go in someone else's car, you also don't need the base for it to lock into. And so that's a product that I'm really happy with.
So
and that's like, so the snoo, how much is the snoo in case people are wondering?
Well, it's the snooze $1,600, but you can rent it for like $150 a month. And a lot of companies now, because it's so safe, are starting to give them out like as a part of their insurance program because it's really important to have.
And if your company isn't doing it, I think you should ask because we've been told that can also help.
Yeah.
And then I think the Doona is like $650.
Yeah, and the thing about the Doona is that I didn't know, like when we went to New York, we took the Doona and you don't have to travel with the base like you just said, but you literally stick the Doona as a car seat in the Uber or the cab and you just strap it in, watch a YouTube video on it. That's what we did. And it's safe. So it's a really good option.
All right. Any other items that you think are worth the splurge?
No, like bottle warmers, don't use it. I heat up
Well, I guess that would be what is not worth the splurge. What items are not worth the splurge?
Bottle warmers, diapers. She's used a bunch of different kinds. I loved the ones at the hospital. There's so many things that like I was such a consumer. Like I got the Nanit sound monitor, the Nanit monitor, just get a monitor. Hatch sound machine, just get a sound machine. Like I'm not a big tech gadget person though, so like simpler is better. And I'm glad I got those things, but I wouldn't get them with baby number 2. But the other thing is our stroller is expensive. It's the Bugaboo one, and it was a gift, but I think it's like $1,800. I think that the Up Baby's also great, but I don't know. We use our stroller every day, but it feels so big. It has like a side cart to it, like a literal sidecar that they used to have back in the day racing. And when I walk into some of these restaurants, because we walk everywhere, I just feel like one of those people that people look at and they're like, really?
Yeah, I like have a weird emotional attachment to the stroller because, like I'm taking her in it all the time, but like I do totally hear you. Like there are great options that are probably 20% of the price that you really don't need to go that premium. And I think it's like obviously like we're talking about some of the numbers, and I think we're only, to be clear, like sharing the numbers, not to brag or anything, but to give people context as to like what something could cost and where, if you want to splurge and lean into, it could make sense versus where there's money to be saved.
Well, let me just
say
this.
Is that a good disclaimer?
It's a really good disclaimer. And here's the thing too, is a lot of this stuff we didn't buy. Some of the stuff we bought and some of the stuff we were fortunate to be gifted. But if a parent comes to you or something and they're like, I want to get you something nice, I do think it's nice to have this episode to be like, listen, we went to the store and tried the strollers, and we liked the Bugaboo the most there. But now after using it, I've kind of flip flopped on it.
Totally.
But so I think
what has been the most useful? I guess. Wait. Before we move on, so the things the splurges that you don't think are worth it are the Nanit. You'd go cheap to Amazon.
Yep.
The
Hatch
sound machine, cheap Amazon alternative. The Bugaboo, many other good basic strollers out there. Mm-hmm. What else do we got?
Any bottle warmers? There's some real fancy ones, Baby Brezzas that like make a frothy. No,
but I think Baby Brezzas for formula.
Okay, even if I use formula, I'm just mixing it in a bottle. Less is more. I would put water in a bottle and swirl it around.
Okay.
All the peanut changer. We have the peanut changer upstairs. She hates it. She loves the $11.99 one from Amazon.
And what's like your favorite What's your favorite item of every item that we haven't talked about so far?
Do you know my favorite thing? Like just I look at that thing and I think, God, I don't know how. There's this wipe warmer, and we went to Target and got it after she was born because all the wipes were cold and she would cry. Oh, because she was used to being warm in the womb. And then someone told us that wipe warmers exist. And ever since we got this wipe warmer, diaper changing time has been so much better because when the wipe hits her little bottom, she doesn't pee because it's warm.
Yeah.
Favorite thing on the planet.
No, I love that. I've thought of a couple other things that we don't use.
Like what?
That people highly recommend it to us.
Oh, what? Okay, I have one too.
Docatot.
Hates the Docatot.
We probably used it twice.
Yep.
What's that thing on the ground that she plays with?
The Loverly.
Love Everly. We've probably used that twice in the first 2 months.
I want to double click on this.
Yeah.
The Love Everly thing is this like matte. I see a lot of people have it. It has got the colors on it, and it's like really good for development. In tummy time, we just put her on a towel on the floor, and we give her one black and white card. That's her development time. It's much more. It's easier to find.
Yeah, I think that's your development time. Like I'm taking the approach of like I like bringing her out of the house, and I like her being stimulated by the things around her. So
that's another good development time.
Yeah.
Oh, we started listening to Spanish, her and I forgot to tell you. Yep. I was reading all about how they catch like octaves of words. Right now she's like learning language and hearing and listening and like how she'll talk. Okay. So that's all developing. And so I've just thrown some Spanish into the mix because I want her to learn both languages.
Love it. And I feel like this is just like perfect Alex of like doing something that is awesome. And my concern is like, I'm going to go and double tap into like what you've been playing for. And it's going to be like Greek.
No.
She's a Latin expert.
Well, whatever. Latin's the one language I don't want her to learn.
Yeah, I think her learning Spanish is awesome.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, big Spanish guy.
French, I'll start French eventually.
Yeah, I feel like if we overwhelm her though and like give her 2 or 3, then nothing sticks. And I feel like we just kind of got to pick our.
She's like, "Hi, de nada. How are two?"
Spanish and English and we're cruising.
One dose.
Do you want to know my favorite product?
What?
Can you guess my favorite product?
The carrier.
Yeah.
Like no question.
Yeah.
We have the Artipope and the bump suit. I like the bump suit. You don't care. You don't notice the difference.
Use those for hours every day.
Yeah, they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, love the spatula to put on diaper cream.
The spatula is a really good one.
Yeah. Her little bottom just gets red sometimes.
I have something else.
What?
The commodities to me are like truly commodities. Like the diapers, the wipes, like couldn't care less what ones we're using. She doesn't notice. Like we're probably working 4 different diaper programs right now. Like we've done Huggies, we've done Rascals, we've done those ones with the ducks on them. We've done the ones that the Brits got us.
The flowers.
The flowers.
Yeah.
She loves them all.
Loves them all.
Poos in every single one of them.
The only thing that matters on the diapers is the size.
And that the mom knows how to put them on.
And that they are on securely. But she has pooped out of diapers that are too small. So really, she's not newborn anymore. She's 0 to 3 months. And they're important to put those on. That they really fit. But yeah, you got to give them snug around those little hips.
Hippers, as you call them.
Hippers. Yeah, I got my own language with her.
All right. So anything else on the list of to buy, to not buy, to splurge?
No, but I think that we actually covered the list pretty well. I do think though, looking back on the first month, like, is there anything that really stuck out to you?
In
overall?
Terms of what?
Just overall.
It was, well, I guess we're 2 months in.
Yeah, we are.
Definitely the most special time in my life. For sure.
Yeah, same. No question. No question. And I was actually getting very sad about that. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, she's growing so fast. But then I asked TikTok to tell me things to look forward to. And it sounds like the best is yet to come. Like when she smiles back at us, when she knows when we wave and she waves back, like that'll all be really sweet.
Oh, for sure.
It'll be so cute. Yeah. Okay, great. So you got to have like a mini bathtub. Just a side note. Doesn't matter which one you get though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good on the products talk.
I'm good with that.
Okay, same.
What else is on your mind 60 days in?
One of the funniest things is you carrying her versus me carrying her. I had no idea this existed, but when you carry the baby, you get swarmed and people are like, dad of the century, like that's so cute. Somebody came up to you at the coffee shop and was like, I just want to let you know, like the way you love your daughter, she's going to grow up to feel like so warm. But no one's ever come up to me and been like, hey mom, thanks for loving your kid. It's like, it's like a dog on steroids, taking a dog at the dog park on steroids.
We were at that Hummer event on Sunday, and like I took her off into this kind of cooling area, and this dad just like walks by and he's like, great job, man. I was like,
what?
I love the support though. Like it's really nice. And I think like maybe what it speaks to a bit of is like how fatherhood has changed in today's day and age versus like, the generation we were brought up, where I think, maybe back then fathers had less of a role in the day-to-day lives as opposed to today. I don't know. What do you think?
Somebody said this and I thought it was really good. Like equating it to, you'll understand this gender role swap when you see a girl ride a motorcycle. And I do think you see guys riding a motorcycle, you don't really think much of it. But you do see a girl riding a motorcycle and you're like, badass. I thought it yesterday when I saw those girls skateboarding with those guys. Yeah. I thought they were way more rad than the guys were. And it's what it is when you see like a dad just like loving on a baby.
It's been one of the more surprising things that I've experienced, is just like how much love from all different types of people I get when I'm out. And it can be, a table. I take her to this restaurant beside us, probably once a week right now, called Jeffrey's. And like, it can be a table of moms, 2 or 3 moms just sitting there who will want to say something. It can be a dad who comes over. It can be a whole family. Like, it's just, I love the dad support. I think it's really cool. I like when people are just like nice.
I would go as far to say
really
though,
nice.
Yeah, no, it's nice and it's really supportive. But I think if she was having like a little meltdown at a restaurant and it was just me, people would be like, oh my gosh. But I think if she was having a meltdown and it was just you, they'd be like, he's doing the best he can. Like he doesn't know what to do. Don't you think that's what happened?
Yeah, and it's ridiculous because like moms are the ones who need to be getting the credit. As much as I love the dad love, like y'all are the one who are putting the team on your back here. Like y'all are the ones doing the major work and the heavy lifting. And like, while the dad support's great, like we can't forget who the captain here is. And like, as I've said time and time again, and I want to say time and time again, like you are fucking crushing motherhood. And like, I want the world to know that. And like, I think that you should be recognized that, on an ongoing basis. And I think all moms should, because like y'all kick fucking ass.
But I will say when it's just me with her and I'm out, moms are for moms. Like moms, most don't have everyone says she's fresh out of the oven. If I had $1 for every time someone's like fresh out of the oven with her, like like the guy said it today when we walk in the coffee shop. But I will say a lot of moms and dads that have had little ones, they understand it. And I'll be the same way when I see somebody with a little one. I'll like get that door for them, move that stuff over, like that dad on the airplane was like, let me put that bag up there. I think it's like a little stroller nod. No. There was a theme that was happening and it was called rival dads. It was like 3-4 years ago. And it was like a trend online and people would be like rival dad. Now I think it's like dads for dads.
Yeah. Like I'm very pro parents giving a shit. As simple as it is to say, whether it's a mom or a dad. And yeah, I don't know. I love the support. And
that's a really good way to put it.
And I love how much my dad friends like care about being dads and how proud they are of being dads.
I think it's also contagious. I think you got to lead from the front, and like I think dads that give a shit, it's a good thing. We're hitting a time crunch.
Parents that give a shit.
Well, we got to wrap it up because we have our concert. You have fajitas to make me, and we have our concert to go to tonight. Tate's first concert.
Carne asada followed by some musica. Is that music in Spanish?
Musica? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Ooh, look at us. Dual lingo.
It's gonna be a dual citizen, isn't she?
We've done this. She's a dual citizen.
But no, you have to apply for the paperwork.
I know.
Okay. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Okay, guys. Thanks for listening to another episode of Just Alex, powered by Just Media House. If you enjoyed the show, which I think you did because you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. All of those things are so important. Stay connected on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Just Alex Pod. Post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Just Alex Pod by Gideon Shawkin and Denisha. I'm Just Alex, you're just you. Let's keep doing this thing. New episodes every Thursday. People online saying...
I'm the only one that uses this mic. It was a joke.
But other people might use it at some point.
You can keep that in.